Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy holidays to you all. Y'all see where I'm at. I'm out in my happy place out here in the garden, you know, doing my thing, feeding the babies, um, getting them squared away. And girl face, I seen you had a question last night in the comment section. I'm still gonna answer it there. But you asked, how did you know the um the orange was hard? Um, as a little kid, they got them fruits sitting up there in those sitting up there in those bowls, and it was on a table like a table in your living room or something like that where she kept them on. Now in the dream, I didn't know if the orange was hard in the dream, if he was if he was hard, if I'm making sense. But what I did know is that as my grandma would have them sitting on the table in the living room, you go up to that bowl in the living room and you start touching the oranges that's in the bowl, and you can feel that the outside of them will start to get hard, almost like like a pumpkin or a gourd or something like that. When when you clean the inside of them out and you turn them like a hard shell or whatever. Um, and thank you very much. How you doing this morning, entrepreneur? Happy holidays to you as well. Thank you very, very much. But that's how I knew the orange was hard, because as a little kid, you always do something. So they would sit in that bowl up there for so long, and then they turn hard. And the only thing I could think about is when I got ready to tell about the story. Anytime I tell about it, I was actually trying to find the journal and what I had wrote it in. But I got so many journals and I don't have them in order. It's almost like every journal I had, they almost lasted for a year. So to me, it seemed like last night I found every journal 2010, because that's when the earthquakes happened in Haiti. Then as I'm reading, looking for that, it just you open up your journals, you kind of start to be nosy and let me see what else I wrote in here. It was hard to perceive is a gift. Can you explain that a little bit more? I ain't gonna even try to pretend like I got my thinking cap on. Can understand that, to perceive that, it's perceive is like to think. Um, okay. I'm blessed. Thank you for asking. All is well with you. Today is as good as I can expect it. Okay, to know, yeah. Um, but to me it just, the way it came to me in the dream is like he had turned hard or whatever in that situation. So I don't know. Well, the only thing was that I could see from it is I prayed for him in whatever situation that he was in, and what he was trying to give to me was not trying to be beneficial to my life, but for the Lord being on my side. It worked out for my good. So, I can't even be mad at him. Cause what the devil thought, it didn't happen. But in me reading my journal, I seen in there, and y'all, this morning I'm not using my chicken poop, which I usually talk about, so because I had went and purchased some other stuff, and so I purchased, which is blood meal and bone meal, and that's what I'm out here feeding the plant right now. Because sometimes you need a little something different. What was old and working for you at the time. Sometimes you know you need to use something else. So I'm doing for right now, and I ain't gonna say that this is where I'm gonna use this right here, but I'm using what works for me right about now. But anyways, as I open up that journal, where I had another dream. And that dream was about the Katrina. I think it was what was the one? I dreamed about a storm. And actually I dreamed about the storm 2 nights prior. Um if I remember, it said it was on the 27th, on 27th, um about a storm. It was just like in the dream, it was kind of like the people, somebody was giving a warning or something, but like people were calm and they were still and everything, and they didn't believe, like nothing was really gonna happen. And then 2 days later, which was the 29th, if I'm saying the dates right, um, the stuff in New Orleans started to happen. So it was go back and see that and say, yeah, you've been having dreams and you didn't believe, because even in the dream I didn't even believe. I don't know if it was that I didn't believe it. It was more so like, I don't believe God will be giving me no dreams or no nothing like that, and then they gonna be coming true. It was like at that time already, I had been having dreams and everything, but you know, anytime you grow up and there is that self doubt thing, and you go through the things that I've been through, you will doubt yourself until you don't anymore. And and sometimes I still deal with that in certain areas of my life. Having self doubt. Um, but I'm not where I used to be. That's what I'll see. But yeah, I seen that I had a couple more things that was in there just going across some. It's like, he can't for surely be giving that to me. Why would he be saying? Why would I be dreaming about that and then to see what happened a couple of days later? But my screen blurry. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I got a fingerprint or something over the top of it. Let me clear y'all up. Is it showing better now? I don't want y'all to be blurry. Have a blurry vision. So I just said today I'm gonna come out here because I told y'all already, I don't really do. I don't know. Maybe it's like that because of the area that I'm in. I'm all the way like in the back of my I'm all the way in the back of my garden bed. I don't know why it's blurry. I can't even answer. Maybe let me see. Should I put it on? I don't even know where to put it on. Y'all know I don't be liking to play with the phone and stuff while I be out here because I don't be knowing what I'm doing, and I don't play around with I don't play around with touching on stuff and everything because I have y'all somewhere else where we ain't even supposed to be at, and I'll be done change the settings or something because I'm not computer savvy like that. So let me not start trying to mess with stuff, and we'll be blurry. Sis, if you are available, God will use you. And I do try and make myself very available. I really do. Um, I be trying to get out of my own way and just let it be what it's gonna be. Okay, let me turn it around so, and let me see if maybe back here you'll get a different let me see when I switch it around. Let me see if you get a different, is it, let me take these gloves off. Well, how is y'all holiday going so far? Let me show what I'm doing. I just went in between each of those rows right there. Oh, that's better. Maybe they ain't want y'all to see my face or something. I don't know. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to be on camera and also be able to read y'all's comments and everything. I guess I'll have to do it this way, and then I'll come on camera every now and then and see what it is. But what are you all doing for um your uh today? Amazing. So that's to be able to say your day is amazing already is that's a beautiful thing. Very beautiful. A little bit of plant, but see stuff like that. I don't even. I always put more than enough in here than what I'm looking for because I give away a lot of this stuff. I don't. Right now, my family is not that huge. I have a lot of kids. I do, but my kids are adults. For the most part, I have um, I have three that's underage right now. Everybody else is adulting. So, we can't possibly eat all of this stuff that we have out here. I try to grow it and then share, share with other people. Um, what I have growing out here. And that's basically what I do. And store some of it away, freeze some of it and everything. I need to learn how to do canning, which is something I want to learn how to do. But I feel like it's something I need hands on. I'm more like a hands on kind of person. I learn better when like it's hands on instead of like um, trying to look at it on YouTube or something. And I think that's got something to do with me. Um, this is one of the things that I come from is like thank you. Um, one of the things that I know is like I always feel like I have to do everything perfect. Like I don't have any room for mistakes. And so I think that's one of the reasons um why I don't like to I like to do stuff hands on because if like a person is showing me, I feel like I can pay more attention to it and I know exactly what I'm doing in the moment. So I am a person that hates to make mistakes. That's something that I have to grow out of, even at the times when y'all see like I leave or something like that, because I'm mad about something or I just need me a break or whatever like that. Even in those times, I'm scared to make a mistake. Um, when I talk about me getting on those trains and leaving and going somewhere, um, I'm nervous about getting on those trains because Um, and I can say this: a lot of my nervousness is I don't want to disappoint God in whatever it is that I'm doing. And so, um, and it's like sometimes I think I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but then no, I don't really know. But um, I go and I don't know what you call this thing right here is what I do. If I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to do, I do this thing what I call give God a challenge. And I don't know if I'm saying that right, and I always admit that to y'all. I don't know if I'm using those words in the right way, but I always look at it as let me give God a challenge. And that basically is this right here, what I'm saying. Um, the challenge is like, okay, Lord, if this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Hey, Shalissa. Merry Christmas to you too. I hope your day is going amazing. I look at it like this. This is how I say I give God a challenge. Um, Not idle on Christmas Day. Mindsets is so God. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is what I mean when I say I give God a challenge. Whatever is in front of me. Oh, okay, this is how I can say it to you. Like me getting married. Because I knew I had done messed up so many times in my life and I couldn't get it right. So I'm like, outside of me, I don't know what I'm doing. So let me, because I'm tired of making these mistakes that I make. Let me give give it to God. So one of the things my sister and them will tell you that I'm big on is whenever they meet a man or something like that right there, instantly, because outside of you, if you wait too long, you'll be scared to say the prayer. Lord, if he ain't for me, move him out of my life. Okay. My sister and them used to tell me in the beginning that's like the scariest thing, like to pray. And I say, well, why is it scary? I say, because if he is for you, then he ain't going nowhere. He gonna be there. Which is why I can say to y'all, I can talk to y'all about the things that I go through with my husband and where we are right now. We've been separated for 6 months. But my plan is my marriage ain't going nowhere. We going through some stuff right now, absolutely. And there's some things that I'm just not going to accept anymore because of where I am in my life. Um, but in those ways, just like when I was getting ready to get on that train, I was like, okay, Lord, if I'm not supposed to be getting on this train, then allow me to have an anxiety attack or whatever it is you see fit for me to have so that I'm in your will and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Um, and I do that because I know sometimes I do things on impulse. I do things because I'm mad. I do things because I'm angry. Um, and I'm trying not to be that person. So, um, so in those ways, that's what I mean when I say give God a challenge. Um, so I'm a person that that's what I do. Lord, if such and such ain't for me or whatever, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't need it. So you all, I've been need to take some of these extra leaves off of here. And this morning, the only person going people's gonna benefit from this, and they ain't even people's, is my little chickens. Um, I'm gonna feed them the little leaves that I pinch off of these plants. And I know once I do this right here, um, my plants gonna be some happy campers because they eating good right now. Um, say it. um, shake him down, sis. The, well, I'm trying to. If I think I'm understanding you right, God will. I know you know. Um, they look good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be trying to keep them up, but I'm saying this the same garden that I'm telling y'all that forever and a day. Even these right here, they wasn't growing nowhere, and I kept on coming out here on my other lives and stuff, and I was like, y'all, just look at my stuff. It ain't going nowhere. It's not growing. It's not growing. And then I had to remind myself, remember, you said your garden is you tied your garden to your real life. And my garden made me look at my real life and say, if I got this connected to my real life and it ain't growing nowhere, then something wrong over here. Something is wrong and you gotta check it. So it made me come back and reevaluate my own self and find out, girl, what's going on. So, and it helped me out to um look at my own self because the stuff in my garden was going down. um so we making ourselves on around this here curve. We done did this whole back end, did the whole back end back there. We done fertilized and covered it back up. Then we have to come back and then we have to water. And now we working this stretch of um I get this part. Hey TNT, Merry Christmas to you too. I hope it's actually a merry one for you. Um, but I'm gonna stay on live with y'all today, even if I just go silent, cause usually in the garden I don't want to sound arrogant and stuff like that. But when I'm out here, when I'm out here in my garden, it's like y'all lucky when I'm out here and share time in the garden with y'all, because this is like the time when I'm very, very selfish out here in this area. I like I like the quiet time. Just no thoughts, no talking, not saying anything. It's kind of like when I used to go walking and stuff like that. And I even used to tell people, they was like, "Can I go walking with you and everything?" I'll be like, "Oh, I don't mind that you go walking with me, but let me tell you who I am." Just so you know, because sometimes when people want to go walking with you and stuff, they want to talk and stuff like that. Well, when I go exercising and stuff like that, walking and any of that stuff like that, and I ain't gonna even pretend because that's not a part of my life right now. I don't go and do no exercise, no none of that kind of stuff. I really don't. What I call my exercise is the stuff that I get out here in my yard and do. That's my exercise. And God knows I do enough manual labor. I get up and move around. And so far from me doing that moving around and everything, I've lost 130 pounds doing it, so it's working for me. Um, Nice. How does the garden grow in this cold weather? I know. The only thing I hear, TNT, collard greens, any kind of green, collard greens, cabbages, mustard greens, Brussels sprouts. I'm naming the stuff that I have growing out here. They grow good in the cool weather, and especially this here in Florida. Oh, and lettuce and stuff like that. That kind of stuff grows good during the your winter months and stuff like that. They be like, you have to find stuff that's okay with the cool weather. But like where um what I see that does not do good in the cool weather is my my okras ain't doing good. prior to this cool weather coming in. They may kick back in because today it's only like in the 70s here in Florida. You know, I always tell y'all here in Florida you can get winter in the middle of summer and summer in the middle of winter. You can have it all here in Florida. But my okra, I can come out here almost every day and snip from my okra. Um, but since this cool weather, it's like they're on pause, like they done slowed down with their production or whatever. So it's like they barely creeping. I done came out here 2 days in a row looking at them to see if they was gonna have anything on them, and they in the stuck position. But okra are not. That's not a cool weather. They don't. I don't see it that they grow real well in the cool, but that doesn't stop me from trying to grow stuff that they say won't grow at these different times. Because you know, with this weather changing and things doing whatever they want to do, I feel like you should try it and see what it'll do. Now, do I advise you to keep on wasting your seed or anything like that? Especially when you see it ain't gonna work? No. I don't expect you to do that, but I be trying different stuff because this weather is funny nowadays. I have growing hands. I would like to let me tell you something, TNT. Sometimes these hands be messing up some stuff because I can't even tell you about the time when I had came out here. I'm real heavy handed now. Um, and I'm big on stuff like this. So say if I meet you for the first time and then there's some people around that know you and then they get behind the scene and then they trying to explain to me who you are behind the scenes. I don't deal well with that kind of stuff, right? So I'm the kind of person like, as soon as you try to tell me how this person is or what they is or whatever, I'll be like, don't do that. Do not do that. Let me, and especially like if I'm gonna be living around them and stuff like that, I always say, nope, don't tell me about who they is, no, none of that. Let me get to know them. As pretty as these is, I ain't want to take it off, but because I love seeing the green when I come out here. But I'm gonna take some off, and at least I know they ain't going to waste. I'm gonna feed them to my chickens. Um, but I don't like people to tell me about other people, especially as I'm about to live around them or something. I'll be like, let me get to know them myself because I don't want their opinion of who this person is to interfere with who I know them to be or whatever. So, like when we first moved here to Orlando, my husband grew up here for a lot of his life. And then the people we got ready to move around, I was like, he was starting to tell me, oh, don't mess with this person, don't mess with that person. And I just told him, I was like, don't do that. Let me get to know these people for my own self. Let me make my mistakes that I don't like to make, and I'll go from there. Because your discernment will take you a long way. So, um, same is with this stuff out in the garden. I don't really like nobody to tell me what to do in my garden, how to do it. No, none of this, right? So, with that being said, um, my husband had some fertilizer, and he was like, it need to be gotten rid of because it got wet or whatever. And he was like, you can't be heavy-handed with it or whatever. You know, he gave me a couple of warnings or whatever. So with him, he kind of be like, okay, this is what you do. You go and get like maybe, so say like if I'm watching a YouTube video or whatever, how somebody do something or whatever. He say, don't never follow what nobody else do. He say, you go and watch you 2 or 3 videos and, you know, and you come up with your own thing from those 2 or 3 videos that you watch. So, but anyways, he giving me this warning about this Um, this fertilizer thing. You know you can't be heavy handed with it, but yeah, me, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear what he's saying. Let me go and do my thing. Let me go out here and fertilize. Let me go out here and fertilize this here garden. don't tell, don't tell me, don't tell me nothing. I'm gonna turn the camera around right now while I'm telling this story. Hopefully it ain't that blurry because they were saying that my camera was blurry the other day. But he was like, don't go out there and be heavy handed because and I ain't never worked with this kind of fertilizer, know nothing before, but you know, here I am being hard headed, don't want to listen. So honey, I got out there and I got me, y'all see this little cup that I'm working with, right? This little cup that I'm working with. And I'm thinking, and these is granules, like I think I'm saying it right. They more like little rocks or something like that. This fertilizer is. So I'm like, oh shoot, okay. So I'm going around the whole yard. I'm doing the fruit trees. I'm doing everything. But honey, when I got out there to the fruit trees and everything, I had blackberries, mulberries, and all of that stuff. Honey, I got like two of these cups right here, and I was like throwing them around everything. And so, I thought I was doing good. I say, and he was looking out the window at me while I'm doing these things. So, and this TNT that done said you got growing hands, so I have them hands that be taking stuff out. So I'm out there just shaking the stuff. He looking out the window at me. I say about 2 or 3 days went by. That stuff started turning brown. It started turning brown. I was like, what's wrong with the thing? My plants and everything. So I'm standing out there looking at them. I'm out there in the early morning hours, because usually I can come out here in the garden and I can stay out here all day long. So I'm starting to look at my stuff and it's turning brown or whatever. And then my husband finally opened up the window one day and he is like, well, I tried to tell you. That's all that fertilizer. That's all that fertilizer you put on them plants, and it's killing me. So before you know it, all of I took out about 3, 4 plants, and some of the other stuff was on its way to checking out too, cause I was heavy handed with it. But I also look at it this way: that even though I made a mistake like that, it's my mistake to be able to make because I come out here and I grow this stuff. I come out here and do the work on it, which is, you know, do things. Yeah, will they come out here and help me with stuff out here every now and then? Yes, they will. But this is primarily my thing, and so with it being my thing, I don't want nobody like telling me how it is. And I even told y'all one time about a situation where I got sick at one point and I had stuff out here in the garden and it was one of the things he used against me. Look at you got all that shit out there growing and you won't go out there and water and everything. And my comment was, well, if you're supposed to be my other half and you know that I'm down, which is how I would do for you, you should go out there and water it for me. You should go out there and water it for me when you know that I'm down. So when I'm in situations like that and somebody can say something like that that could potentially hurt my feelings or something like that, I just keep people out of basically my business. If you understand what I'm saying. But if he my husband or whatever, he can't be out the business. He know. But yeah, for that reason, like I don't want nobody telling me no nothing about no nothing. If I make a mistake and I mess up, it's my mistake to make. And that's how I feel about it. Every time you got on that train, you had a message for whoever you met, or they had a message for you. Absolutely, Shalissa, that is so true. Yes, it did. And even that time, and I'm saying when I got on that train, um, I thought I was gonna have an anxiety attack that last time. But actually when I got on the train, there was somebody there that was just like, speaking into every part of my life that I could think of, and every all the situations that I was going through and growing through at the time. So that is very true. It's okay when I make soap, I'm alone. Okay, I know that's right. Merry Christmas. My Christmas is nice, quiet, just me and the hubby. That's ain't nothing wrong with that. It's my happy place. Right out here in the garden, that's my happy place. It's a place where, like, I'm quiet. And sometimes people just say, "Well, just turn the camera on and just record you out there in the garden." Too, then I always so tell y'all too that sometimes when I come out here in the garden, like you be out in the garden and eating, not naked. We ain't got that kind of fence like, but out here it's like my free place. And you know how when you walk around your house, like you don't have on no bra and no stuff like that right there. That's how I like to come out here in the garden without, all of that extra stuff, you know, and all of that. So, um, and I like to be respectful in that kind of way. I don't want y'all to see my seals jumping around. So my plants are my happy place too. I know that's right. Um, I want to root the celery, like you mentioned yesterday, and regrow it. Yeah, entrepreneur. I'm telling you, all you gotta do is get like your top, like your let's see, like if you buy like a tub of sour cream or something like that, a yogurt or something like that, you can literally take that top and just put enough water in that. Or you can choose something deeper. I'm just trying to give you like an example of how much water you need to use. It don't need to be swimming in the water or no none of that. Sit the celery, the butt of the celery down in the water, and just make sure it keeps water in that thing. And when you start to see the roots come out, then you can get you some soil or whatever, and plant it in the ground, and it will regrow. It does need because it eats or if you got some chickens or whatever, it loves fertilizer. It's a celery is one of like those heavy eaters, but you can also tell when it needs those extra things because it will be very, very, very light, like a light green color. It will almost start to turn yellow, but we ain't even got to that section yet. Right there, we trying to get to the part of where you growing it. So, but you can absolutely regrow your celery stock from the grocery store. So, thank you for bringing that back up because somebody else might be here that needed to hear. Because yesterday we talked about things at the end of that video of what you can things you can get in the grocery store and regrow your own self. So, um, thank you for bringing that up for us, ones that didn't get to hear that yesterday. And then that can stop you from going to have to buy those things because now you growing it yourself. But you can absolutely regrow your celery. Um, yes, he is definitely keeping me. um, 10, 10, 10. Um, I don't necessarily, I really, girl face, I don't never really go and buy. I can tell you in all the years that I've been growing, this probably like the third time that I ever bought this stuff from the store. I usually don't go get this stuff from the store. I use only my chicken poop. And guess what? Our pigs, y'all see we got the pigs and stuff back there. We on we ain't ate damn pig that we done raised back there or no nothing. And we had at the beginning of last year we had 12 of them. We just basically use them like to barter. Um and I also use them for fertilizer because what they poop out and everything is good for your garden and everything like that. So usually I just use whatever I have around here. I don't ever. They have good soil back there around their pens and stuff like that, and so I usually don't ever buy this stuff. But I've seen the 10-10-10 before, but it just ain't. It ain't none of my thing to do the fertilizer. It's like for whatever reason, um, this year, um, in this cold weather, my chicken poo ain't working for me, or my kids didn't actually get chicken poo. They got just regular dirt from around the chicken pen or whatever, and it did it ain't doing what I needed to do, or making the growth that I needed to do. So, um, I had to go get me some because I ain't got time to not be growing. I need to grow. That's the best way to learn what works for you. Yep, it works. It's both ways. Not enough of anything or too much of everything isn't good for us. Yeah, that balance. Balance. Amen to that. Filling the soil's earth is grounding for me. Oh, TNT. You, let me tell you something. I used to say all the time that sometimes I can be going through some stuff, and just to come out here and put my hands in the soil, because y'all see I got one I call myself put my gloves on so my hands don't get so dirty. But sometimes I feel like these gloves be like a distraction, like I'm been getting ready to take this other one off. I just have to get my hands dirty because it feel like when I'm touching the soil or whatever, it's something about touching the soil that just it feel like when I press up against it or whatever, it's like whatever is going on inside of me that ain't quite right or whatever. It's like putting your hand to it, and it's like getting CPR or something like that. It's like the soil draws out like the negativity or whatever bad that you feeling in that day or whatever. It is something about it. It's like, and it's like, there's people like my niece. I introduced her to the gardening when she was, starting the garden and everything. He was like, Auntie, ain't nobody got time for that shit. That's what she used to say to me. And she said it all the time. But then once you get out there, and a lot of people view going out in the garden as it's work. Only till you get out there and find out, your garden is not for you to go out there and for it to add pressure to you. And you mess around and find out the garden is absolutely the opposite of you thinking it's going to add pressure to you. The only person can add pressure to you when it come down to your garden is you. You're the only person that can add stress to yourself coming out here to the garden. The only person. This garden ain't out here. The only time it can scream at you, your plants can scream at you, is when they walk past you and they drooping down and they's like, Mom, we need some water. But your garden is not like supposed to be um hard work. It can be hard work, but it's like when you come out to your garden, those are the times when you take and you pace yourself and you say, okay, I know this needs to be done, but I ain't doing it today. I'll make some time for it sometime along the way. But there's no pressure. Do your stuff whenever, and trust me, you'll get to it, because one of those days you'll be going through something, or you just need that quiet time, and you'll find that perfect time that, okay, I've been need to do this right here, but I don't feel like doing it today. You will find the perfect time between you and God in your garden to get out there and do it. And when you do it, you'll be so excited about what you do. No pressure at all. Your garden, if you doing it for yourself, should be no pressure to you. And just me looking back at the parts that we already done. And I hope it looked to y'all like, which was the reason for me getting another phone. Is like sometimes I look back at my old videos and I'm like, golly, it doesn't show them the beauty that I see at all. Like I love how the dirt, when you dig it up and turn it over, how dark and rich the soil looks and everything. Just and the green they're growing is amazing. Yeah, but that's what I'm applying today is bone meal and blood meal. Um, which I usually don't be buying like that, but today, yes, ma'am. It's so cold where I am. What indoor veggies would you suggest I could regrow indoors? I have an indoor garden system I want to pry open. Okay, right up my alley, Titi. Entrepreneur. Um, I always say, even if you don't have a garden system growing, find whichever window in your house that has a lot of sunlight coming through it. And I always say, because there's a lot of people who love to eat salad and stuff. And here in Florida, every time you turn around, they talk about they got a recall on lettuce and a recall on this. So I always say, get you some lettuce seeds and grow them in your windowsill. Give them enough room, spread them out and everything. But lettuce is definitely one of the things that you can grow on the inside. And I always say lettuce because it's something that I try. I'm not that great at growing on the inside, but I know for sure. Let me tell you something else that you can use like a house plant. You know how people love to have house plants. They say it clean the air and all of that kind of stuff. You can get you a piece of a sweet potato vine, or get you a sweet potato from the store and let it start growing the roots on it inside of the house. And you can put them in jars and stuff, and the root of them will keep growing, and the plants are absolutely beautiful. The leaves from the sweet potato vine growing, I mean that thing is so pretty. And just let it vine around inside of your house, clean the air. And guess what? At the end of it, you can always take and clip that vine. And every place that a leaf is growing is an area which you can go and plant in your yard, and it will grow sweet potatoes later on. So you have your own sweet potato situation going on. So that's another thing you can have inside of your house and move around is those two. Um, my pineapples, I don't immediately put them out in the garden. A lot of times I have them inside, just sitting inside of a cup or whatever. In my experience, they have not required a lot of. Um, oh, look at that little bitty baby lizard. He looking like a skeleton or whatever. Anyways, um, they don't require like sunlight and all of that stuff when you get them. But I just put them inside like little cups or whatever, plastic cups, or you can get something and you can put all of them in it. But sometimes I have like 5 and 6 of them sitting around at the same time that need the growth. I keep them on the inside. They be pretty too. I mean, a lot of us like stuff that be pretty, but like your tops off of your pineapples and stuff like that is all stuff that you can do some things with from the inside of the house. And not necessarily have to be outside, and you can still keep your garden going while you're on the inside. But do you know what bone meal is? Bone meal is bones from previous living animals, I guess, you know, like ashes or whatever. It's not something that you know, it is kind of eerie when you think about it, but go ahead and give it to me, girl face. um, And blood meal, yeah, I know what all of that I think. Nice. I'm going to try that. Yeah, go ahead and try it and let me know, what it's like for you. If you have any questions, I can answer. I'm not no professional. I'm telling you as I go along, I'm learning myself with everything I'm doing. Even though back in the days when I was growing the garden, because I've been doing gardens now for maybe like 20 years, and I'm still telling you, I'm not no professional, because a lot of the times I ain't know what the hell I was doing. But I was out there growing, and just some kind of way my stuff was growing. At one point, I was growing my stuff like I was growing my greens and stuff. I used to go out and crop them and wash them and cut them up and give them away to the people at the church. All kinds of stuff like that. But I'm going to still tell you, I, y'all hear the horses coming through? Still, not no professional. Even back then, I ain't know nothing about no fertilizer, no nothing. I never used fertilizer back then. But I guess with God's grace, um, He allowed all of my stuff to grow, because I never used any of that stuff. I never had to use fertilizer and all of that stuff. And I was growing all kinds of stuff. I grew carrots. I'm telling you, one time, let me tell you how big my garden was at one point. Um, I was growing this stuff, and let me say, I'm trying to think of what hurricane. It was a hurricane came through. Um, I'm trying to think. Y'all hear the horses trotting through? I'm trying to think of what storm. It was a storm that came through. Well, when it came through, um, I think it was Charlie. Hurricane Charlie came through. And when Hurricane Charlie came through, it knocked down probably like 30 trees on top of my garden. And it was pretty big. I think it was about an acre then. My garden was probably like an acre, probably a half acre. But about 30 trees fell on top of it. And it fell on top of it in a way like you couldn't get to it or whatever. And I'm pretty sure it crushed up a whole bunch of stuff. But I really couldn't see it or whatever. But when FEMA came out, this is one of the stories I done told before on here. Everybody was like doing little extra stuff, trying to get more money from FEMA and all of that stuff. I wasn't into that right there either. Um, so my neighbors was like, none of your windows and stuff like that ain't getting knocked out. I was like, no, none of my windows ain't getting knocked out. Or no, none of that stuff like that. And they was like, girl, go knock one of your windows out. And I'm telling you, one of the elderly people that lived in our neighborhood, she told me, girl, you better go knock out one of them windows or something so you can get paid. And I was like, I ain't knocking out no dang on window so I can get some money from FEMA or whatever. So I was like, And I was like, she was like, well, I did one of mine. And I think FEMA gave her like $2,000 or something like that for her window or whatever that she knocked out. But you still gotta go and pay for the window to be fixed and all of that stuff right there. So it is what it is. But I ain't participate in none of that right there. When they came to my house, they was like, I actually wasn't even home during the storm. We had went over to my sister-in-law's house, and damage happened over to her house, but not at my house. So, anyways, when they came there, they was asking me about damages and stuff like that. I was like, nah, I ain't got no damages. And the lady was like, she wanted to give me something, and I'm just like, I don't got nothing. And she was like, well, let me ask you this. She said, did you have a garden or anything like that? And I was like, yeah, I had a garden. I say it's still back there. And she was like, ain't no trees or nothing like that falling on. I say, yeah, the trees fell on. So I like walked her back there and showed it to her. And just was showing her, the trees over the top of it or whatever. Honey child, that lady went back there and looked at it, and she was like measuring the garden and all of that stuff right there. um, when she was finished, the lady paid me almost $3,000 for my garden. Well, not the lady, but FEMA. And I was like, what? I got more money than the lady who knocked out her window to get paid from them by just my garden. And then on top of that, they gave me $1,600 in food stamps. I was cooking my food because the power was out for a long time. So my all of my meat and stuff was thawing out in the freezer. So I just went on the driveway and pulled out all the fryers and stuff like that. And I started cooking the food. Wasn't no use in letting it go to waste. Cook it and let the people eat it, So, you know, stuff like that. You welcome. Yes, we like you. We like you bump the professional. Yeah, I don't know nothing about being no professional or nothing. And I be thinking back on that time. It's like, how in the world was you growing all of that stuff? And you weren't putting no fertilizer and stuff on your stuff. How did you do that? The power of God is what I say to you. Yeah, because outside of that, I can't even understand it right now. But girl face, what you were saying with the do I know what blood meal and bone meal? Did I give you a good example of what bone meal and blood meal was? It's basically hey, even yesterday I was thinking about as I knew that I was gonna come out here and fertilize this morning. I was thinking to myself, um, what if blood meal actually got a little bit to do. I mean bone meal got a little bit got what if it got people ashes, real people's ashes in it? I don't know. You in this world these days, you don't even know. But what I'll say to that, Lord, spread me in somebody's garden. I'll be returned back to the I'll be returned back to the earth. Either way. So yeah, I be having like little weird thoughts and stuff about that stuff because these people in this world today don't have um no morals and stuff like that, and they don't even be caring what they do these days. But anywho, I'll see in my areas I still got little tiny lettuces, but y'all gonna see. We gonna get some growth to go in here real soon. And it looked like it's trying to rain out here today or something. I don't know what's gonna happen here. This good old Florida. So yeah, don't know what you gonna get. Stop tearing up stuff, Shauna. But y'all, once these lettuce start to grow like they supposed to, I mean they be so pretty. I grew some last year, and I mean, man, I just if I ain't have nothing else to brag about last year, I sure bragged about my lettuce. Yep, girl face. I did know that I did explain it right. Bones from, and yes, I knew that. Grits have weevil eggs in them natural. I know, cause you be done bought them grits and have them sitting up there, and I be calling myself putting them in extra stuff, so like you don't have bugs and stuff growing in. You don't have to hold on, y'all. Let me put it on mute, cause we got somebody bumping. Okay. Somebody got them some music for Christmas or something. So, let them play their music. Get down. You better be glad I don't be out here twerking and stuff like that. No, I'm just joking. Oh, but I be loving music, point blank, period. I come from a very musical family. So, and there it is once again. I don't be trying to be getting no strikes and stuff like that when I be out here, but all of it just like these outside sounds and all of that stuff. Like, I be loving it. Just come out here, and some days they be out here playing music that I want to hear. I be like, okay. And me, my own self, used to come out here on some days, and I bring my whole speaker out here, be playing music for the neighborhood, because I like some loud music every now and then. I love, that used to be my thing too. Saturday morning and get up and, you had done when they first came out with the CD changer, you put your CDs in there, you run down the whole CD thing while you cleaning up on Saturday morning. That was me. So I love and even too I like this I go on this app called Star Maker and sing on there. And I usually be out here giving my neighbors a concert. Give my neighbors a concert because I come out here and I be sitting in my garden and singing on Star Maker. And if y'all don't know what Star Maker is, it's a karaoke app. Um that you come out here. Every now and then I will announce on here that I'm going on Star Maker. That anybody who like to do karaoke and stuff, come on over there and join us over on in karaoke. And you ain't gotta be the best singer, no none. All you gotta do is wanna have fun, and you can chat just like you can chat just like here in the comments and stuff like that. You can talk to everybody. You go up on the stage. When you go up, when it's your turn to sing, you go up there. You have to have headphones and stuff like that. But it's a fun app. um I love Mama by you know who. um Tupac called was to be a Tupac's call was to be a minister. He definitely said some things in his life. He definitely did. Yes, he did. Tupac was one of my things. That's what we listened to when we were back in the club days and everything. That was my days. And I can even say that during those times, my club days, even back because I was always the designated driver whenever we went out to clubs and stuff like that. But I had this discernment for trouble. I knew when trouble was on the rise, and I would tell my people that was riding with me, hey, let's go. Let's go. I feel trouble getting ready to start. So you riding or you staying? And they knew. When I said I was going, I ain't talking about no 10, 15 minutes later. I'm talking about right now. It's time to go. But I've always been like that. And I can tell you, there's been um good maybe 3 or 4 times that I've been at the club and something has happened, and I tell the people that was riding with me, it's time to go. And every time that I have said it, somebody lost their life right after we left that club. So, thinking back on it is like, yeah, it's like my discernment been mad for a long time, but I would never say to somebody that that was my discernment or I had anything else going on. Anything that was special or something about me, I would be the first one to stomp it down in the ground. Always have been that, you know, Why would God give it to me? I'm not that special. So, thank you very much. And God bless you too. You know how I feel about that tenfold. Whatever you asking for me, I ask him to give it back to you tenfold, which means putting you over the top. And that's what I feel about it. Thank you very much. And now that I said something about sweet potatoes, let me show y'all this right here. Y'all know just not too long ago I had these sweet potato vines growing in front of this garden bed right here, right? So they was growing up here in this bed. Okay, now my neighbor's going at it. The sweet potato vines came from up here out of the bed and grew down here on the ground, and it only touched the ground. I did not plant them, but you see this vine right here, and it's cool. This vine right here that I'm kicking on, that's a sweet potato vine, which ain't gonna be going nowhere. This is a sweet potato. This is a sweet potato vine. It's down there in the ground, so it's growing sweet potatoes. Uh-oh, y'all hear they getting crunked again. Hold on. Okay, so they done turned the music down again. You see in that little corner right there? That's some more sweet potato vines. I did not plant those there. They just made extensions, went down to the ground, and they let literally root themselves. And I have a lot of spaces like that that's around here that the sweet potato vines just attached to the ground, which, and I love it. Look over here. More sweet potato vines down on the ground. I ain't gonna mess with them. I ain't gonna do nothing to them because what happens one day when you ain't got what it is that you want or you need? You can come out here and dig anywhere in your yard and find you a sweet potato. There is another sweet potato vine right over there. So, yeah, we got stuff growing, you know, unintentional. It's just there. Nice love that come through. Yes, come through vines. And you see how pretty those vines is? And those are outside. I could literally break a piece off, go and take it inside and put it in some water inside a vine inside of a vase, and they will continue to grow on the inside, which is usually that's what you do during the cold season so that it doesn't kill it off or whatever like that. But I ain't gonna worry about it because and I ain't gonna look for none either. Cause I know even if it come through and we get close to 30-degree weather, when springtime come back again, those vines are gonna come up out of the ground once again, and I'm gonna be able to pinch me off one or two of them and go and plant them somewhere and make me some more sweet potatoes. That's something I don't even worry about. I haven't done anything to get no sweet potato vines or none of that stuff in quite some time. Cause I'm gonna have some somewhere. They're gonna be around here, and they're gonna be coming back into this garden bed again. See this right here? That's a potato. I ain't. I didn't put that there. I probably left a piece of potato or something in there. Um, but I ain't do nothing to get that. It just pop up and it is. If it's growing, let it grow. So that's another thing that'd be easy for y'all to do. You can do red potatoes inside of a container. They don't take that long. I've done it several times. Um, and one time I planted red potatoes, um, and I used the dirt that's around my pig pen back in the back, and nothing else with it. Man, I had a nice, beautiful harvest that year, and I have never done it again. So I said this time when I do red potatoes this year, Well, not this year because y'all know this year about to come to an end. Um, when I plant um next year my red potatoes, which only take 3 months to grow, I'm going to go back and get my dirt from by the pig pen again. Cause it did good the other time that I did it, so I'm gonna go back to what worked for me. And I'm telling y'all, when y'all see I'm doing this right here, we gonna see some growth. Um, I'm gonna give it about 3 days, and this gonna look different, even from what it looked like right now. We must got some eggs. Well, my chickens go to making that noise right there. Time to go feed Mister. Um, that be the noise my girls be making over there when they be dropping them eggs. Child, they be like they got to tell the whole world. They gotta share, but the crowing and everything, that be the roosters, talk, and they be talking to the neighbors, chickens. Y'all see, this why I can't bring y'all out to the garden with me right here, because I feel the need, because I know y'all there, that I gotta keep. I want to talk to y'all. I love talking to people. I really do. And that's why I be like, I had this have to be my selfish time, because I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna be talking the whole time. Ain't got nothing to do with y'all. It's just me. And I don't be around people um a whole lot. So then when I do have the opportunity to speak with people, I always take it. I always take it. I don't know what kind of bone that. Oh, that's a shell. I thought that was a bone. And sometimes I take pinch those little leaves off, and I just put them right back in I put them right back in the trench that I dug them up out of, because green plants turn into green fertilizer. Um, and it is a way that you can fertilize your plants without having to buy anything. You can literally take green grass, put it in some water, and let it sit for a couple of days. There's plenty of videos you can go and pull up to read about it. I mean, to watch about it. That'll show you different ways to create fertilizer that you don't have to buy. Because your green grass creates fertilizer the same way. But some of us want that instantaneous stuff. Like me from time to time. Like right here, I got two greens growing in one place. I'm gonna pull this one up. It got a little bit of roots on it. Good enough. I don't need two growing in this one spot right here. Um, so I will find another place to stick this in, and probably somewhere like right in there. Even though it's gonna be off the road, it probably will get on my nerve later on, because I be liking my rows to stay kind of decent or whatever. But oh well, it's growing something. I be trying not to let little stuff like that get on my nerve. And then if it do irritate me, I'll just pick it up and move it again. Now look at that. I just stepped on the sweet potato vine that I got down there. And it don't even much matter because I ain't intentionally plant them there. So hold on, y'all. I'm finna take y'all off of the stand and walk y'all over here with me so I can feed. I'm finna get us chickens what I have in this little bowl that I got already. I appreciate you being here and willingly sharing your knowledge. I appreciate y'all in the same way for even being here listening to me talk about this because sometimes I feel like people ain't really interested in this. I'm just trying to do my what I'm supposed to, what I think I'm supposed to be doing, or it is what I'm supposed to be doing, and let it flow the way that it comes. But thank you for being here as well. This looks so peaceful, which I know it is. Yes, ma'am, it definitely is. Talk to us about eggshells. Okay, good. Okay, girl face. Eggshells. Okay, look at my the eggshells. They provide listen, don't jump on me now, girl. Get on back in here. Look at here. Look at one done jumped out of here trying to nah, get back inside. Get back in. Look at her. Trying to get past my leg. Come on back in here. Get your little self back in that pen. So you see, they love the greens that I give to them. But what they trying to get out and get is, you see this that's growing down on the ground. They want that really bad. And that's like that's what the rolled oats grow up like when you plant them there. And kind of, I just got it there because, for one, we trying to see like how well it grows or whatever. But like at times, to let them trim it down, I just take it and lean it over like that right there and let them eat off of it from through the watch. You'll see. They know exactly what I'm doing. It's like, oh, she trying to give us some of this grass and we want it. So just to let them eat off the top of it or whatever. But eggshells, there is several different things from the eggshells. Eggshells is, you kind of want them to look like the bone meal, like I'm shaking down on the ground and stuff right now, so that your plants and stuff can be able to absorb them. I don't see, and even I do it sometimes. You get the eggshells and you just kind of crush them up and put them in your garden bed, but they'll be there for the next 5 or 10 years trying to for your garden to absorb it or whatever. But even me right now, I don't use eggshells in my garden because I have the chickens. Hey, I have the chickens, so I give them back their own eggshells and they use them to create more eggshells. It helped them, for my chickens. It helped give them calcium and stuff like that to create more eggs. So I don't really take my eggshells and stuff and put them in my garden. I did used to do it. You can also, there's different things that you can do with that right there. Like you can soak them in water, make the egg water. There's so many different things that you can do, with those. So the eggshells is definitely good for several things out in the garden. The only thing is I just use them for I use them to give back to my chickens for, to feed them. Now over here, this let me see. I think these turnip greens. Let me tell you, I told y'all I'm gonna stay live until I leave the garden today. And on the inside of me, it's like something keeps saying, And turn the live off because that's my comfort. That's my comfort zone, just to um not be on live and just do what it is I do, because I don't talk usually when I'm out here unless it's like, no, my kids. Now let me tell you something. Over here in this here part, I don't really want to be digging through here with my hands because I see some worm activity. And when I say worm activity, y'all know I don't play around with no bugs and stuff. I'll tell y'all that after every video, every day, I don't play around with the worms. But see, I have to find, because it's something in here eating on some of them. But see, I got too many of them in here anyways. But let me show y'all when I say worm activity. You see something, a hole ate that right there? It's fine that he ate that one and he ate this one right here. I'm just pull it out of there because I got too many. Look on that one right there. Something I ate it. But it don't matter because I got so many of them in here and they too close to each other. So some of them gonna starve, starve them out. But like if you just lift these leaves up and stuff in here, you will find the critter that be eating on your plants and stuff, because in the daytime they go and hide themselves somewhere. But yeah, I won't be digging in here with my naked hand, because believe it or not, your girl do not play around. She don't play around with no snakes, no bugs, no worms. One time I was digging in this garden bed right here, and right over there at that corner, a snake came up out of here, honey child, and I had it on here too. Got right on from up out of here. We threw in the garden for today. um, there's always going to be some type of battle every time. But I ain't finna fight with them. I ain't finna fight with them, girl face. Y'all, they got the music going again. Okay, y'all, they done went cried again. You say as I grow. uh, you know, funny. That's one of the things I don't never ask God to take away from me, is being scared of bugs and worms and stuff like that. That's a area right there I don't even care about. I want it to torment me? Absolutely not. But it just ain't something I ain't interested in it. But you know what? Having um my husband and somebody who ain't, you know, he ain't scared of none of that kind of stuff. No nothing. He is then giving me children that type of stuff does not affect them. They don't care nothing about that. If anything, my daughters and stuff, they coming out here, they gonna take it out. None of them ain't scared of snakes and bugs and worms and stuff like me. For me, I come out here and any of that stuff out here. Now I do want it to be in the area where like it doesn't stop me from coming out here and doing what I want to do. What I want to do, any of that stuff right there. But yeah, and you see, it's like I want to put my hand in here, but no, we ain't doing that. Not right now. Okay, that's good enough that I did that. And we gonna go up these stairs. Um, but that just has not been a desire. That I ain't asked God for that yet. That'll be the thing. Over here in this little corner, we have us some lettuce. And this lettuce is the lettuce I recently planted this, and it's doing better than any of my other ones. But I fertilized this garden bed to the gods when I, if you say so, when I put these up here. So you know, they doing pretty good. I do be beating them up and everything, because these was extras or whatever. Not saying I don't want them to prosper because they extras or whatever, but you know, I be trying not to babysit it like that. So y'all see how good my gloves did for me. Nothing. Okay, so in this here area that y'all see is naked, there is nothing there. I didn't plant nothing in this area. But what I'm fixing to do is I'm finna plant me some carrots right here in this area. So y'all gonna see, we gonna witness we plant these carrots on Christmas Day. Um and so I should have my rows about 12 inches apart. So I'm hard headed. It ain't gonna be a full 12 inches, but it gonna be close enough. From what I know, this won't be my first time growing no carrots, so I just be feeling like it don't be needing all that room like that right there. They still grow just as good. So that's what I'm gonna do. Create me some rows of carrots up in here. And y'all know this is a new garden bed. Oh, and I just thought of, when we get to that, then I'll tell y'all about it. But I'm finna show y'all. These the carrots right here somebody gave me a while back. I always get people that give me seeds and stuff all the time, even if they find them like they work up to like the Tractor Supply and different places like that and stuff. They'll keep them from out of the garbage and everything and give them to me just because let me see what she can do with them. And they do still be working, even though they be outdated and all of that good stuff. But this is what your carrot seeds looks like, and they so little and tiny. I've never kept my carrots to the point of where they go to seed or whatever, so I never seen a carrot seed. All of my other vegetables and stuff, I try to let them go to seed, like my broccoli, collard greens, mustard greens, and all of that stuff. I let those go to seed, so then I have seed later on down the line. But this what I'm finna do is plant me some carrots here. And it is out. It's not the right time for me to be planting them, but I told y'all I'm hard headed. And we'll see if they work. They work. and it be so many of them. It's a little bit in here. Well, it's a lot in this for them to be as little as they are. It's a lot, and they gonna grow a lot. Okay, and for the most part, that's all that I'm gonna do with them for right now. Um, I'm gonna cover them up lightly, not too much. Um, and then we'll see what they gonna do. I won't mess with this area no more because I ain't defining the rows or whatever for right now. But when they come up, then you know, yeah, I'm here. Not putting a lot of dirt on them. I'm just kind of like scraping along the side of them to let the dirt go over it just a little bit. And there you go. You have your. We got carrots to grow. Now y'all gonna help me remember, even though I know I'm planting them on Christmas Day. Me, I'll come around and still forget. It's a little bit left inside this pack. I'm just gonna take them on out. I hate saving packs that still got a little bit of seeds left inside of them, so we just gonna use them and let them do their thing. And with these carrots, like my kids love to make stuff like chicken noodle soup and stuff like that with them. Them that I just sprinkled over the top, I'm not gonna put nothing extra over the top of them right there. But in this back area, I bought some lettuce out here. This a different kind of lettuce than what I normally plant. I like Bibb lettuce. But I'm gonna put some of these lettuce too. You can let it go to seed and have seeds for the next season. Um, I'm gonna plant some of these right back here because I don't have nothing in this little area right here, and we'll see what they do. There's so many of them in here too. I'm gonna just put the rest of them. When you say a lot of them, that's a lot of seeds for lettuce right there. It is actually a lot, but I'm gonna just sprinkle them in this little area right here, and I'm gonna let them all come up. And then by then, if I have somewhere else, like down to the bottom, that in the other part of the garden bed that got lettuce down there too, I'll fill in like spots with it there. And you don't want to put that much dirt on top of these either because it'll make them hard to come up or whatever. But that's good enough. What I just did. And this part of the bed, I don't need to do too much fertilizer or whatever. And I'm gonna just kind of leave these out here to like just remind me of what I stuck down in there, let it rain on it or whatever, do its thing. But so on the day, we put some lettuce and some carrots. Okay, now this little spot that we get to, since we talking about stuff that we grow from out of our refrigerator or out of the fresh vegetable section, this is one of those places. Thank you for the lifting me today. If you can work in your garden on Christmas Day, I can go to work happy and be blessed. Well, amen to that. All involved when you're going to work, and you, especially you working outside of your home, going to somebody's establishment or something. It's a part of making money. So it don't matter which day you do it on. And usually there's an incentive behind it when you're going to work outside of your house to put some more dollars in your pocket with an extra incentive to it. So today is just another day. And for me, what people turn Christmas into is a day that we keep giving everybody else things. And on this day, I believe that we're supposed to be giving gifts to God, and the greatest gift you can give to Him is giving your life to Him, in my opinion. You all allowed to have your opinions or whatever, but that's what I believe that you're supposed to be giving to Him, not to us people. And I think that's what the people took and turned it into. But even in this section right here, One of the things that I didn't mention to y'all, y'all know the little green onions, what you cut up in like your collard greens and stuff like that right there. I got some from the store the other day, and because I done misplaced my seeds from where mine went to seed, and they were so pretty when they went to seed last year. Very, very pretty. I got so many videos of them. I just love the way they go to seed. They make like that little, like a dandelion or something like that. They make balls like that right there. And it was pretty. But I kept the seeds from them and I misplaced them. I don't know what I did with them. But I bought some from the store the other day, and it had the little roots at the bottom of it. Well, I cut all of my green onions off, and I made burritos with the little green onions, and then I planted the root to them. And this another thing, entrepreneurial, that you can grow on the inside. If you get those little green onions, you cut the top off of them. You can plant those, or you can sit them in water and they will regrow right in sitting inside of the water. Or you can keep them in your refrigerator in a little Ziploc bag with a paper towel in there with them. As long as the roots stay moist or whatever, they will continue to grow. And you can keep cutting them, and it makes more and more onions every single time. But these right here, I planted them in here. It's like 6 of them on this row right here. And watch, they're going to make more green onions. So yet one other thing that you can get from the grocery store, and you can regrow it. Um, Stop throwing your money away. Now, girlfriends, you have a great day making your money. And I will talk to you later. I always appreciate you coming through, and you know, especially with the Bible verses. Thank you very, very much for that. Okay. I'll fertilize this a little more. This right here, I want to say to y'all that these is Brussels sprouts. I'm not sure. I just know everything that I have up here, it like it's hungry for um it likes nitrogen. Everything up here that I have is loves nitrogen, so I can't go wrong with the fertilizer that I'm giving to it. So that's all we have up here. I was like, when I finish with my day out here in the garden, me and my children for today, we're gonna enjoy us a bonfire out that we already have set up um, to sit around the fire and just enjoy each other. So I don't know why I keep picking this bag up and throwing it. I can put it way over here on this side, so then I don't gotta worry about um, picking it up every 5 minutes and moving it. And eventually, y'all, I will come out here and eliminate this sheet that's sticking out right here. I just don't feel like doing it yet. And it's my garden to be able to feel like that. I'll cut it off when I get tired of looking at it. But I have that sheet there to stop my soil from going out the side of the garden bed. These right here, I believe, is mustard greens. Um, but y'all know, it don't really matter to me as long as it's growing some food and it's green. But I know later on what it is. They could be turnips. I don't know. It's one or the other one. We'll see. So I tried the whole labeling thing, but I also be having I've dealt with OCD. So I be trying not to bring those things into other spaces in my life. Because I caught hell trying to get rid of that situation. And it was very, very stressful on me. But the way that I was able to get over it, God gave me 14 children that I couldn't handle. It wasn't something that I did on purpose. Just the kids start being handed to me, and I didn't know that they were going to be mine forever. Then my mom passed away, and I inherited her kids. And so I had no clue that the way things were coming was going to get overwhelming for me, and I couldn't keep up anymore with the way that I was doing things, keeping things perfect and everything. But also, um, trying to be perfect with everything was for sure causing my kids some headaches because they weren't able to enjoy where they lived at the same way that I did. And we had a nice house and everything, beautiful things growing up. But I mean, to me, it's like it don't matter if you have those beautiful things like that. I was used to, like, on Christmas and stuff like that, we would get gifts and stuff, but even with those gifts, um, my mama wouldn't let you open up. A lot of your stuff had to stay inside the plastic. You weren't allowed to play with it. You just got it as a gift. Um, and so it was a lot of things that we didn't enjoy. We had a nice house with a white carpet on the floor. It's like you couldn't ever be a kid or know none of that stuff. And so I'm thankful that whatever way that my healing came about, I'm glad that it happened because though my kids gonna have some stories to tell, they won't have the same stories to tell as I do about my mom. Um, because what I did was I took the things that I didn't like about um, being raised for my mom. Because I always say, whether you have a good parent or a bad parent, there's something that you can learn um, from every single one of them. If you got bad from parents, take the bad things that they taught you and do the opposite of what they did and change for the next generation that's coming up, because it will be one thing that has been deleted off of um, your family, because you do have to see it. you do have to see it again, whether it's with your grandkids or whatever, and it won't feel good to you. So, um, what I did was the things that I deemed that wasn't good for me and my mom. I tried to do the opposite of those things, but before you can start to do those things, you will most likely implement some of the things they do until you realize um that's not going to work for me and my kids. No. And then too, added with it, I was able to I felt like everything that I was doing in life, I was going to be a carbon copy of my mama. I always felt like because my mom didn't get married, ain't nobody gonna marry you either. So everything that I felt like, even down to mama passing away, I felt like my mama passing away when she was 42. My mom was 42 years old when she died. I automatically felt like, well, what's the point in me even trying anything, because I'm gonna pass away when I'm 42 too, when I'm 42 years old too. And not until one time I had a conversation with people in my family did I also realize that it's a lot of people in my family feel the same way. It's like whatever way their parents' life turned out, it's like um, their life was gonna end up that way. So it made you feel like you unworthy to have something different. Your life do not have to be the same as um, what your parents were, especially if you include God into it. So, and be willing to do the work. You can definitely have something different. And so all of those things that I taught, because what I thought, y'all already know today. Hey, Tasha Speaks. My kid. Oh yeah, my journey started with the kids too. Like, whew, I got so many stories. Y'all know. I think I made a playlist and everything with. I don't even remember. Let me not make. I made a couple of playlists that you all can go and watch if you want to know a little bit more about like my life and the beginning of my life and stuff like that. But um the kids is was a big part of me getting past um a lot of things, and it was very overwhelming to have all of those kids. um and for the most part, the ones my all of my kids I gave birth to them. I had eight kids myself. And But I have eight children um birth to them. I don't know why I always say it like that, but I had nine children, and one of them is no longer with us. So I've had a lot of experiences, and a lot of things came all at one time in my life, and a lot of things became overwhelming. I told y'all about my mom's funeral, but one of the things I didn't tell y'all was that between my grandma, my mom's mother, my mama, and my baby, every 5 years, I lost one of them. My grandma came first, my baby came second, and then my mom. And so, already right there, in a matter of 15 years, I experienced three traumatic um, things being missing out of my life. And then to have baby after baby after baby, and then kids that also aren't yours to come along, it was all overwhelming. But I did my thing. I did my thing, and it taught me some lessons along the way that I wouldn't trade for nothing in the world. At the time when I was going through them, honey, please, I was like, Lord, take it all away. So, at the time going through it, Um, I wasn't thankful at the time. I just wanted it to be gone. Okay, Tasha speaks, say that again, but God. Yes, ma'am. Uh, absolutely. But for God, I was able to make it through. I'm telling you, at the time, I was like, no, I'm telling you, I went through a whole bunch of stuff. A whole bunch of stuff. And let's just say this. I always say it, but it doesn't feel good to say it, but I know that it's not true. Um, at one moment, I was going through something so bad in my life and going back and forth to the hospital and everything with it. Um, and it was definitely to do with my mental. And it's like I just could not get it right. One of the things that they labeled me with, I say labeled me with because that's not me for real, is schizophrenia. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I'm not schizophrenic, but I have been through some stuff in my life, and I've always been one ready to take care of everybody else except for me. And I think um, having a bunch of distractions to keep you from paying attention to yourself is one of the reasons those distractions come along to keep you from taking care of you. So it was easier for me to take care of everybody else except for me. And so, I just feel like certain things came along to, you know, teach me or whatever. But that right there, I don't accept it. I don't accept it at all. And I've never been medicated for it. I've never had any experiences like it or whatever. But yeah, I don't accept it. Your journey becomes clear when you let God. Okay, absolutely, absolutely. It's rebuked, and the devil is a liar, and his mama. You okay? I love it, Tasha. You and your mammy a lie. Okay, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. No, sir. No, I don't accept it. And so, it's one of the things I don't mind telling about it. I know probably somewhere down the line somebody probably try and use it against me. I don't really care. I can laugh about it. Even the last time when I went to the hospital, I told y'all a couple of months back. They were questioning me, and I can tell like they kind of was treating me the way that they were because they can see in my file that they're the same people that diagnosed me with that. But I ain't even let them bother me with the way that they were moving and everything because that's what y'all wrote in the book, but that ain't what God said. So you know, I just go along with it. I always use it as part of my testimony because um by what they say schizophrenic is, I should have been gone and lost it long time ago. Um and I remember that being one of the movies my mama used to always try and what it was, Lady Sings the Blues or something like that. Anybody in here know anything about that? Was that the movie with Diana Ross in it or whatever? When she was losing her mind, like she was schizophrenic and stuff like that. I think that's the movie that it was, but my mama used to want us to watch that all the time. And then let me tell you another one of my things that I loved about me going through the things that I went through mentally. Um, I don't know. No, I'm gonna save that story because I wanted to go into like some details, but and I know there's gonna be a time that me and this person gonna have a conversation right in front of y'all, but I have never been so thankful for going through the mental challenges that I've been through before when you're placed in front of somebody who is going through some of the same mental situations you've been through, but only because you've been through them and had the experience do you know what to do in that time. only because you have the experience. You've gone through it. And at that time, it's like everybody else is around and they moving all of these puzzle pieces trying to figure out what it is to do. And you being one to go through that, it's like in the moment, it's just like, God, I thank you for all that I have gone through, because had it not been for that, and I love helping other people. I really do. I really do. Um, in the moment, everybody was running around doing this, this, and this. And at the time, only thing I knew that I needed to do was come face to face with that person, and basically we pressed our heads together. That's the kind of eye contact that I'm telling you I gave. Was we had our face to face. I'm holding her cheeks, she's holding my cheeks, and we just talking through, not about what she's going through, but in her head she's going through this one thing and she's thinking something is happening. And this is somebody that was military. And just, I'm gonna just tell a little bit about it. But you know how you have like the little juice pouches and stuff like that, and the kids have them and everything. So what do you think kids do with a juice box or a juice pouch after they've emptied the juice pouch? Just think, we got military people around, and not just a little bit of them. In this situation, I think at this situation we had four, three or either four military family members that was at this event. But you know how kids is when they have these things, and it's a very innocent thing. Don't have anything. It's not malicious or whatever. It's just what kids do. One of my nephew that y'all probably seen on here before, because my sister show him on her page a lot. He has a Capri Sun pouch, and he drinks all of the drink from out of it, and then he stomps on it and he pops it. Well, if you know anybody that been in the military, sometimes that sound can be very, very triggering to their PTSD. And that's what happened. But because I have gone through that situation before, I know what it feels like. I know what's going on inside your head when you're going through those kinds of things. And sometimes it merely just takes a person telling you what the reality is that you're in, and not cater to what it is that you're saying or you're going through mentally in your mind at that time. Um, and this was something that continued for about hmm, like a good half an hour, that we was in this state, and we basically we were on the battlefield, at least in their mind. We were at war. Um, but that story is one of the reasons why I can thank God for going through that type of situation, because He used me to help somebody else in their time of need. Um, Regardless of what the situation was. So that's one of the reasons that I'm very grateful for, you know, having a situation like that right there. Okay, y'all, we done went around the whole being almost, with me talking to y'all. I'm almost finished. And I'll be saying, I don't be liking to do all of that talking and everything, but I done did a whole bunch of talking. But let me go down to this other part right here. These big ones are broccoli. That's all in this bed right there. These broccolis. I got some new ones planted in here. Some oils. Even some of the stuff that I was telling y'all about was stuck and stagnant and wasn't doing anything. With some of these, it's like they had some selective growing. They grow as they want to. Okay, y'all. I am good and dusty, and we done went around. He reigns in heaven and on earth. Our God is an awesome God. Y'all know I'll take anything and turn it into a song. You give me a couple of words, I'm gonna find a song in my mind that I know goes right along with those words or whatever. But the last thing that I'm gonna get ready to do is, of course, I gotta sprinkle it with some water. So we gonna go and get our water hose, and we gonna get our water hose, and we gonna water in our stuff. And okay, y'all. Now we just gonna water in our garden. Um, Let me wash some of this grit off of my hands and stuff. But yeah, one of these days I'm going to have the person um that I shared that experience with. Um, we're gonna have her on, and we gonna have a conversation about those things that happen. I just don't want to say too much, and then you know they ain't ready just yet. But I know it's coming. She already told me we're gonna be having us some conversations um, on here. You know, we just waiting for some things to happen, and they already in the process of happening. But you know, in the process, there's a process. And I don't need to put no whole bunch of water out here on the garden because I watered yesterday. But I definitely want to activate the fertilizer that I put on the plants today. So I ain't got to come out here and do this again for a good little minute. Because I didn't just do a great job. I did an amazing job of going through with y'all and fertilizing every itsy bitty thing, doing it the right way today. And I appreciate y'all being here with me, even if it's been one or two folks in here throughout the whole thing. I appreciate y'all for hitting the like button and all of that good stuff. But I think this is the time I wouldn't feel guilty if I hit the button and ended the live at this time, because I think I went through and did everything that I said I was gonna do. Um, while y'all was here with me, I said I was coming to fertilize the garden, you know, get some stuff done out here. And y'all wrote it out with your girl and talked to your girl while doing all of this. But I want to say happy holidays to you all who um, go and do all of the other stuff, you know, that, you know, I don't do that. I don't do any of that. I don't go and buy the gifts and wrap them up and all of that stuff anymore. Now I used to be all the way down in and be one of them folks trying to figure out how you pay your bills after this day over with, because I forgot you gotta live, you know, after that. But I haven't did that in a long time, and I just take the time and explain it to my kids. How that go? Hey, Corinne, how you doing, girl? How you enjoying your vacation? I explained to my kids what this day was about, and that if you're doing the things that you're supposed to do, you can get gifts every day of the year if you're doing what you're supposed to do. So, you know, we don't have to have one day. It's just like, you know, that day we call Halloween and everything like that. Why we gotta pick one day where we eat candy? You can go to the store and get candy any day of the week if you want to. You ain't gotta wait on one day to eat no whole bunch of candy. Um, that doesn't mean like we don't go and do any of those things. I think there's levels to everything that you're doing, and I've in all of my experiences I've had, when God moving me in one place to the next one, He is not one that just comes along and He snatch it from under you just like that. It's a process that you go through, and the next thing you realize is that you're no longer interested in those things. It's like smoking cigarettes or something like that. When you come along, sometimes I've heard people explain it as like, he just snatched it right out of my mouth. No, he didn't just snatch it right away just like that. There was a process that you was going through all along, a process where you was talking to him about you wanted to be done, you wanted to be out of your life, you wanted to stop smoking, or you wanted to stop drinking, or whatever. And then you go through your little process of ups and downs of when you do it and when you don't do it, and eventually it will go away. So whatever it is that you're going through in your life, go through your process. Don't look at nobody else's process, because somebody else's process will have you thrown off and thinking that's the way you're supposed to do it, the same way everybody else do it. And if that was the case, um, that would be there would be no need for God to even be anywhere up in it, because you can just follow behind what everybody else is doing. So go through your process and do your thing, whichever way it is that you and God doing it together, because that's how I'm gonna do mine. um, Hold on just a second. We gonna go from leave from up these here stairs and go downstairs to water our stuff on the lower parts, because we done hit all that up there. Um, but yeah, go through your process the way you see fit to go through it for yourself. And I'd like to say thank you all for coming over and joining in Life with Tashana, where life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. You probably came on here and thought this was going to be like a Merry Christmas live or whatever. We outside of that box right there. We don't do that over here. But I don't knock anybody for who do enjoy those things. I love still seeing my sister, you know, she really, really enjoys Christmas and everything like that. I love seeing her tree. You know, I love seeing, you know, what people got for the days or whatever. It's just I don't participate in those days. So whatever your day is, enjoy your day, because this is the day that the Lord has made. Um, entrepreneurial, I appreciate you for riding it out with your sister today. Um, in the same way, thank you for sharing your time with me. Um, but thank you all for coming over and joining Life with Tashana, where life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. And I like to also say, remember to grow something, and as you grow something, grow along with whatever it is you're growing. Grow along with it, because that's what I do. My garden is a direct extension of what's happening in my life. And right now, we got growth, y'all. We got growth. We are growing. So, y'all grow too. Y'all have an amazing holiday. And I'll see y'all next time.